Heat race number 1 brought to you by Premier Planning Services. At Premier Planning Services, they understand that every client has a unique need, and they pride themselves on their ability to tailor to their services and those needs, whether you want the right health insurance or you want to understand your Medicare options. They are here for you. For more information, visit pps4u.com. And on the pole for heat race number 1 from Alvida, Ohio, in the Ohio Logistics Truck Works of Ohio, Debbie and Doug Ludwig. Kaiser Racing Wheels, a 15K. That's Creed coming on to the outside from Rawson, Ohio, in the Golden Flavor Sesame Sticks. King Cold meets 98. That's Ricky Peterson Jr.
Row number 2 to the inside. That'll be the driver. Out of Findlay, Ohio, the STP Motorsports. Big Red Truck Wash, Smith Titanium. Sprint Parts, X1 Race Cars, number 32, it's Bryce Lucius, and is outside from Adelaide, Australia. The Kaiser Wheel, Slade Shocks, GW Racing, number 5 AU, Brock Hallett.
Starting in the 5th spot from Strasburg, Ohio, in the red Malcut Inc. Sugar Creek Cartage. That's the 70 of Henry Malcut. To the outside from Tiffin, Ohio, in the Level Utilities, Fremont Auto Parts, Linder Speed Equipment. That's the 29 of Seth Sabo.
4th row to the inside, that'll be the driver out of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania, the Michael Dutcher Motorsports, Lifestyle Homes, Parallax Motorsports, MPP Logistics, number 17 GP, the Steel City Outlaw, Tim Schaefer. And rounding out heat race number 1, that'll be the driver out of Castalia, Ohio, the Level Performance, Level Utilities, Firelands Marine Construction, Northcote Roofing, Fireland Services, Kingseed Rentals, 21 of Larry Kingseed Jr.
As you see, heat race number 1 on. Don't forget, folks, you have about maybe a minute before dirt draft closes. Get your dirt draft in before it closes here tonight.
Alex, we talked earlier. I told you I was going to download it, and I forgot.
Shame.
Oh, I could have had a good team tonight, too, man. I always feel like I say that every year when I would play, and then I'd always suck, and I'd look bad.
I had 19. I finished 19th last night.
That's not bad.
I mean, they gave me some cheap players to play with right there. I mean, Bryce Lucius ends up winning. He was like 18 grand on dirt draft. Yeah. Creed Kemino was about 18, 19, got him cheap. He made it in the show, started 14th. So a very good start. And don't forget, it's a week-long thing. So if you got your dirt draft in, you can compete against the rest of the country for a week-long dirt draft here for Ohio Speed Week. As you see, lights will go out. Heat race number 1. Creed Kemino on the front row. And Creed talked about it. The invert has not played to his favor this year. Bryce Lucius, a normal feat for him. Timed again quick here, starts 3rd. But now the issue is with 6. We take 3. You're on the outside looking in as quick time here, so you need to pass at least 1 car to make it into the show. 10 laps of distance. Top 3 go on to tonight's A main, the rest to a B or a C main. Premier Planning Services, heat race number 1 out of turn number 4, Kemino. Peterson, green flag is out. Good start for Lucius, and we're going to have a 3-car battle into turn number 1 and 2. Lucius to the inside on Kemino. Here comes Ricky Peterson. 3-car battle, make it 3 wide for the race lead here on lap number 1. Kemino top side. Peterson slide job for your race lead. Now Lucius makes a move. 2 for 1. Bryce Lucius to the race lead.
Throw a blanket on the top 4. Ricky Peterson all over the back bumper, the 32 of Lucius. Brock Hallett right behind him with Creed Kemino on pursuit. Peterson going to take another look down the back straight away. He'll try to go to the top side. Here comes Kemino down to the bottom. Kemino pulls the slide job on Brock Hallett, but it is still Bryce Lucius here in this first heat race.
That's a battle for your 3rd and final transfer spot. Brock Hallett, who went quick time. Creed Kemino now. He loses a 3rd spot there to Brock Hallett. Hallett looking to make his back-to-back feature shows here in Ohio Speed Week, but has still company with Creed Kemino. Lucius checking out so far here, but right now Brock Hallett in the final transfer spot.
Everybody working that top side through turns 1 and 2, as right now Bryce Lucius all out there all alone. Ricky Peterson right behind him. Looks like Brock Hallett starting to close the gap, but still the 98 holds on to that 2nd spot.
Battle now between Hallett and Ricky Peterson Jr. He's going to hold on to 2nd. Creed Kemino on the outside looking in. So is Tim Schaefer. 2 cars that looked very quick last night on the outside looking in.
Still a great battle for the 2nd spot between Peterson and Hallett. Both of them hanging right with each other, but Hallett struggling to get past the 98 of Ricky Peterson.
Brock Hallett in a good spot right now. He made quick time. He's in 3rd. He might have a chance of locking into the dash, but he's going to go for more. He's going to go for a slide job here on Peterson. Not going to clear him. A little contact there. Peterson Peterson holds on to second.
Ricky Peterson going to try and lock load and try to drive away from the 5AU Brock Hallett. Hallett kind of showed his cards there as Bryce Lucius going to see the 2 to go this time round here at Wayne County Speedway.
Bryce Lucius out in front, still second battle looming on here as Brock Hallett closing in yet again on Ricky Peterson Jr. Out in front, it's Bryce Lucius, white flag in the air, but Ricky Peterson Jr. still trying to hold off. Hallett up into the wall, he's going to go upside down and lands on all fours, but red flag gonna wave. Brock Hallett gets into the wall. And we talked about it before when I got here. I asked if the wall changed a little bit out of 4. A lot of drivers were talking about it as well. You can't drive off 4 like you used to be able to, and right now it just bit Brock Hallett. Especially with how shallow that cushion looks right now. As looks like I can see Brock Hallett climbing out of the 5AU. Yes, Brock Hallett out of the car and okay over in turn number 4. Boy, Brock Hallett's had kind of some tough luck here. I remember the 2 appearances he made in 2024. He caught the dirt berm coming out of turn 2 and about looped it and went upside down. And looks like this time it's the guardrail that's going to bite the 5AU. And just, man, Brock Hallett was in a good spot there. He was about to make it into the dash for them at home at Flo. You'll see, catches the right rear right on the wall. He rode the wall a little bit. You thought he was going to save it, and then just goes for a little bit of a tumble. It might be okay. He might be able to get back out here for a B main. I will say, seeing here at Wayne County Speedway, I've seen a lot of guys, they get into that wall over there, and they actually have ended up behind the guardrail, between the catch fence and the guardrail. So very grateful that car did actually stay on the racetrack, and everybody behind him was able to react in a timely manner and avoid that 5AU. So now shakes it up. This puts Creed Kemenal in a transfer spot here. The 15K of Kemenal going to restart in the 3rd spot, but has a tough battle right behind him in the 17 GP of Tim Schaefer. Schaefer, we saw it last night, won the dash last night, finished in 3rd. He's right now sitting in that 3rd spot, of course, in points. Creed Kemenal also in the top 10 in points. Making the feature here in a heat race is going to mean a lot, especially for Speedweek. Bryce Lucius out in front. You saw it, if anyone saw it on social media, his team has one goal. It's Speedweek champs or bust for Bryce Lucius, especially starting off the season with a win. Absolutely, and thinking about the Tim Schaefer, no stranger to getting some podium finishes here. Always a strong contender here at Wayne County Speedway in that 17 car, but I'm sure Creed Kemenal, though, would love to put it in the show here at Wayne County Speedway. A track that his father, Chad Kemenal, I know I'm a younger guy, but I grew up watching Chad Kemenal and Dale Blaney going toe-to-toe here at Wayne County numerous times with the All-Star Circuit of Champions. So now you see the scene getting cleaned up here. Bryce Lucius was out by over 2, maybe 3 seconds over Ricky Peterson Jr., but this also puts the pressure on. We saw the move Kemenal made on Peterson early in that heat race. Peterson then got away from it, but now it's going to be a single file restart. Kemenal going to be right behind him here. We saw the haymakers being thrown into 1 and 2. We saw 3 wide on the backstretch in the opening lap. I mean, if it didn't get you excited just in the opening few laps of a heat race, just imagine what the rest of this night has. This is going to be exciting. Shout out to our friends at Pine Tree Towing and Recovery as well for helping clean up the wreckage. Pine Tree, a longtime supporter of Wayne County Speedway, and like we mentioned earlier, Chris Myers, the Myers family, the owner of that team, they've got some family things going down right now, and all of us here at Wayne County Speedway send our thoughts and prayers out to Chris, Jamie, Ronnie, and the entire Myers family. So now it opens the door here. Bryce Lucius, Ricky Peterson Jr., Creed Kemenal going to restart your top 3 of those transfer spots. Henry Malcutt, Zeth Szabo, Tim Schaefer, Larry Kingsey Jr., their drivers on the outside right now of this spot. The question is, can anyone get into a transfer spot? And let's be honest, if you ask those drivers, the one person that comes to mind all the time is the Steel City Outlaw, Tim Schaefer. Absolutely. Like we said, no stranger to solid runs here at Wayne County Speedway, but Creed Kemenal, I mean, he's got a pretty big notebook behind him. That notebook, we talked about it. It opened some eyes, made the show at Lincoln. Central PA was going to be that opener here, especially before Ohio Speed Week. You got to go and contest against the posse. But now you look in the pit area. I guess the Pennsylvania posse didn't have enough of taking the All-Stars money, so they decided to come to Ohio to try and do it again. Absolutely.
good to see him get off the porch, though, from time to time.
Well, Danny Dietrich, we all knew was coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Danny, now the thing was, the original plan was Danny was going to miss the first 3 nights, come out and start tonight. He was out Friday, got show-up points. Everyone got show-up points that checked in. So they're already ahead of the game. Danny makes the show last night, and that was probably, he said, was his worst track that he would run. Now he comes to the big stretch of racetracks here, Eldora, Fremont, Waynesfield. Then we go to Moeller, throws a curveball because the All-Stars have never been there. I feel like 70% of the drivers possibly have never been to that racetrack. But then, of course, we finish at Atomic, another racetrack that Danny Dietrich has been very well represented at. But we talk about it, last year was probably his worst Ohio Speed Week, so it's redemption time for him. We'll talk more about him because he comes up in the next heat race. Right now, it's last night's winner and the current points leader of Speed Week, Bryce Lucius, who's going to bring us back to the green flag when we come back to action here. It'll be Lucius, Peterson, Creed Kemenal, and then Tim Schaefer.
It's been really cool to see Ricky Peterson, that Cheap Poly Motorsports 98 car. Ricky, a longtime veteran out here at Wayne County Speedway, ASCoC Raceway Park, kind of bounced around, and a lot of wins here, and got the opportunity to do some Pennsylvania racing with the 98 team. And good to see him making a good few starts here during Ohio Sprint Speed Week.
And as you see, the start cone back out on the Speedway here. Start cone all season brought to you by Truckworks of Ohio. Specializing in Caterpillar engines, they also offer laser cleaning and powder coating while taking pride in everything they do in-house. That, again, is Truckworks of Ohio. You also see it on Creed Kemenal's car. Truckworks of Ohio, actually a big sponsor for racing around Ohio.
Absolutely.
So here we go. Get ready to go back racing. 8 in, 2 to go. Green flag is out. Bryce Lucius going to lead him to the start cone here. Tough start for Peterson. Now he's going to be swarmed here by Schaefer and Kemenal. Double slider on Ricky Peterson Jr. Now Tim Schaefer to second. Ricky Peterson Jr. trying to split the difference again. Peterson to the outside here on Tim Schaefer. He'll go topside now, cut down inside of Schaefer. Battle for second, side by side.
White flag gonna fly, 1 lap left to go for the 32 of Bryce Lucius, but your battle right now is the battle for second. Schaefer slips up on the top side. Peterson gonna slam the door shut on him. Checkered flag gonna fly for the 32 of Bryce Lucius. Schaefer to the bottom, Peterson on the top side, drag race to the line, but give it to the 98 of Ricky Peterson and the 17 of Tim Schaefer.
So Bryce Lucius picks up right where he left off. He's locked in the show. But again, with this point system, especially with 6 heats tonight, this point system might not gift him an automatic dash spot. He's already in the show. He'll probably start within the top 10, you would think. But again, there's a big difference between 4 heat races, 6 heat races, a lot more points to be earned in those heat race wins. But Bryce Lucius picking up right where he left off. And, you know, they said Speed Week or bust. And you know crew chief Brian Kemenal is sitting there going, let's get 101.
Oh, absolutely. Cool to see Bryce getting that heat race win, though. Like I talked about a little bit earlier, 2021 Pete Jacobs Memorial. He came out here with the 305, and I believe that was his first win in a sprint car, was right here at Wayne County Speedway. So Bryce Lucius, bit of a homecoming for him, if you will.
So heat race number 2 brought to you by All Pro Cylinder Heads. As the industry's leader in small block Chevy aluminum heads, plus Gen 3 and Mopar W9 RP designs, All Pro is the go-to choice for racers demanding precision and performance, whether you're a sprint car driver, super late models, drag racing, off-road, marine, or road racing. All Pro delivers the perfect design for your needs. Learn more at allproheads.com. Heat race number 2 on the pole from Hanover, Pennsylvania, and the Dynatech Controls at philpools.com. 317, that's Dylan Norris to the outside from LaGrange, Ohio. And the Mr. Heater, Heat Star, Cherry's Outdoor World, Cherry's Propane, that's the 11N of Casey Jendrzak.
Row 2 to the inside, your 2023 track champion out of Napoleon, Ohio, driving the Kepler Automobile, Pine Tree Recovery, Kramer's Custom Sheet Metal number 38K, that is Chris Myers, and is outside the driver from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, the GKR, Weikert's Livestock, SpeedwayCars.com, number 48, it's Double D, Danny Dietrich.
Starting in the 5th spot from Rising Sun, Maryland, in the Hefner Racing Enterprises Rapid Tire A1 Mulch, that's Steven Snyder Jr. And to the outside from Worcester, Ohio, in the Hardball Electronics Holmes Cheese Company, the 3J of Trey Jacobs.
Tagging the tail out of Huntersville, North Carolina, the Bikini Zone, Blue Emu, Indy Race Parts, Tubbock Towels, Moon and Dagger, Tattoo, Amalie Motor Oil, number 2 MD, it's Aiden Price. Very excited to see Tyler Gunn in this 38K. I know I was talking to you a little bit earlier about it. Gunn, a former track champion here at Wayne County Speedway, and driving the 38K, the car that Duffy Smith made famous, the Tony Popa-owned 38K team. I actually ran into Tyler over the weekend at a demolition derby up in Lima, and asked him Friday night if he was coming. He said, I don't know, I gotta work, and we'll see. And told me yesterday about 9 a.m. he got a phone call, so I made sure to stop, and I was like, what was that about work and stuff? He's like, that all changed when I got that phone call.
So lights will go out. Dylan Norris, Casey Jedrzak, that will be the front row.
Out of turn number 4, green is gonna fly. Down into turn number 1, Jedrzak going to lead the way. Here comes Dylan Norris at the bottom. Slide job by Dylan Norris. Side by side down the back straightaway though. Jedrzak going to get out to that early race lead. Danny Dietrich, that 3rd and final transfer spot as the opening lap will go to the 11 end of Casey Jedrzak.
Danny Dietrich right now in a transfer spot. Now looking to the inside there on Norris. Snyder goes. He's going to keep it going. No, he's going to stall it. Caution flag will wave. He almost saved it. It
Just
almost
about.
kept rolling enough to keep it, but then all of a sudden, just there it goes.
That's a really finicky thing, those direct drives. I don't know if you've ever had the experience of experiencing a sprint car before. I've driven a 305 once, and it's weird trying to keep your foot in it. You think you got it, and then at the last second, it just dies on you.
So a good start right off the bat for Casey Jedrzak, and we saw the battle for the 4th spot already going up. You know, Jacobs, Tyler Gunn, Snyder was in the mix now, but now it also opens the door. We saw Aiden Price, you know, maybe not the best qualifying efforts, but we joked about it. He went up right against the wall. He didn't care. He hit the wall his first time. We thought it would maybe steer him away from doing it a second time, and he just went right back to it. But I think it's just a wingless micro guy thing that they just want to run the top. Them, midgets, any wingless car, I feel like that is a normal thing. They don't want to run the bottom. They want to run the top. They want to rip it. Heck, they want to rip the fence down. We've seen it before. But here we go. Green flag back in the air. Good start for Jedrzak. He's going to pull away. Dietrich now to the inside here on Norris. He'll stole the bottom side here. Now slide up, take over the 2nd spot. Norris back to the inside, side by side for 2nd. Norris takes back 2nd. Here comes Tyler Gunn to the outside, trying to get by Dietrich.
Down the front straightaway, Gunn all over the back bumper, the Weikert's Livestock 48 car. Dietrich goes down to the bottom, going to slide up front of Dylan Norris. Norris right there in the mix, as well as the 38K of Tyler Gunn. Here comes Norris to the bottom. Gunn around the top. Nearly gets into the back of the 48 of Danny Dietrich, as now Dietrich and Norris going to go side by side in turn one.
What a battle for your second spot. Danny Dietrich, Dylan Norris, Tyler Gunn in the mix as well. 3 cars, 2 transfer spots. Here comes Dietrich back to the inside. Another slide job by Dietrich on Norris. Now Tyler Gunn trying to make a move, not going to cut down. Here comes Norris again.
Norris takes another look to the bottom. He'll slide back up front of the 48 of Danny Dietrich. Dietrich reads it like a book, goes back underneath. Tyler Gunn also going to take a look to the bottom, nearly 3 wide for a second. 3-car battle down the front straightaway. Dietrich back in third at the line.
Danny Dietrich, Dylan Norris, Tyler Gunn battling it out. 3 cars, 2 spots on the line. Casey Jedrzejek, he's on his own world out there in front right now. Danny Dietrich, though, he's going to pull away. Here comes Gunn to the inside, going to slide up, take over the 3rd spot.
Down the front straightaway, Tyler Gunn in that 3rd spot. Dylan Norris takes another look to the bottom. Gunn stays right around the top side. Norris throws the slide job. Gunn goes back underneath of him. And looks like the 38K going to solidify 3rd, maybe. Oh, Gunn taps it off the wall, stays his foot in it, though. He's now in 3rd.
And don't look now, the 27 of Steven Snyder Jr. He's closing in on this battle for that transfer spot right now. Snyder made his first career All-Star appearance last night, and now he's going to go for a slide job here on Dylan Norris. Dylan Norris going to go back underneath.
2 laps left to go. This time by is the battle for the 4th spot heating up between Dylan Norris and Steven Snyder Jr. Snyder right now in that 4th spot. Here comes Norris back underneath him, as Casey Jedrzejek going to see the white flag this time.
White flag for Jedrzejek, as now Steven Snyder Jr. gets by Dylan Norris. Snyder needs these points right now to start semi-decent, maybe in a B main right now. He's going to get by Norris, but out of turn 4, Casey Jedrzejek takes home heat race number 2. Danny Dietrich, he'll finish 2nd. Tyler Gunn comes home in 3rd. And then it will be Steven Snyder Jr. 1 spot short. So through 2 heat races, it's been an entertaining 2 heat races to say the least. Slide jobs galore. And we're only 2 heat races in.
Oh, absolutely. We've got 4 more exciting races. How about Danny Dietrich, though, picking up a 2nd of that heat race? Really strong redemption from the run that we saw him have last year here at Wayne County Speedway, and I believe he got upside down in his heat race. So I'm sure Dietrich very happy about this redeeming run here tonight.
So as we will see, again, we'll wait for points to pop up here and be generated. Heat race number 3 about to get on to the Speedway.
Oh, get the track lights on.
Heat race number 3 brought to you by Adaptive One Caliper. Upgrade your braking system with Adaptive One brake calipers. These high-quality direct fit replacements feature advanced E-coat technology for superior corrosion resistance and performance, ensuring safety and style with OE matched colors and easy installation. Heat race number 3 looks like this. On the pole from Raymond, Washington in the CEI Crane and Rigging. Starrett Services, DB Power Washing Premier Pallet. That's the 45, the Daredevil, Devin Borden. To the outside from West Plano, Texas in the BCI Dental and Medical Advanced Cast Stone Crown Battery. That's TJ Michael in the 19.
Row number 2 to the inside of Evans City, Pennsylvania, the Superior Tank and Trailer, Ravens Trailer, Rustler Sales and Service, Hoba Auto Parts number 22. It's Brandon Spithaller, and is outside the 2020 race winner out of Republic, Ohio. He's in the Jeff Ward Demolition. Premier Planning Services, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Tony Elliott Foundation number 33W. It's Cap Henry.
Starting in the 5th spot from Sacramento, California, the Triple J Towing, Burkhardt Financial, Harris Distributing, C&H Veteran Enterprises, the 101 of Caleb Henry. To the outside from Adrian, Michigan, the Flush Portables, Daddy Bears, L&M Properties, 7N, that's Darren Nida.
And tagging the tail, the driver out of Baton Rouge, Ohio, the DNC Hydraulics, Ohio Logistics, Miller Custom number W20, it's Greg Wilson. Want to shout out Serpentini Chevrolet of Orville, providing us one of the pace trucks.
So we got a points update. After 2 heat races, your top 6 unofficially look like this. Danny Dietrich with 495. Bryce Lucius, Tyler Gunn, Casey Jedrzejek, Ricky Peterson Jr., and Tim Schaefer, your top 6 so far in points. Again, it's 2 heat races in. We still got 4 more to go. But right now, Danny Dietrich, he's benefited from the format because he's won 1. He's finished 2nd in 1, but has not started in a dash yet. He's won multiple heats this year, just still no dash appearances for Danny Dietrich. Right now, high points guy with 495. Pretty much the only guys that could top him would be Brock Zierfoss, because Brock Zierfoss could get a perfect score. He went quick time in Group 2. He wins his heat. He could get a perfect score, top him. Other than that, there's not many guys that can top Danny Dietrich right now. He might be safe. Bryce Lucius might be safe. Again, unofficial. That is your points. Dietrich, Lucius, Gunn, Jedrzejek, Peterson, Schaefer, your top 6 right now that would lock into the dash. Green flag is out. Heat race number 3 is underway. Good start for Cap Henry. He's going to go split the difference. Cap Henry leads into turn 1 and 2. Now going to go 3 wide here. Michael to the outside. Here comes Nida to the inside. Nida goes after Cap Henry side by side. Cap Henry going to shut the door for 2nd. Nida goes back underneath. He's going to take over the 2nd spot.
What a great start for the Process Racing 19 of TJ Michaels. But that battle for the 2nd spot between Darren Nida, Cap Henry, battling going on. Outside looking in Caleb Henry and Brandon Spithaler trying to lock and load. Is it still a battle for the 2nd spot between Nida and Henry? Henry makes the slide job on Nida, move the 33W to 2nd.
Cap Henry goes back outside. Nida slips back underneath. He goes back to the 2nd spot. Battle behind them, Spithaler and Caleb Henry. Caleb Henry now closing in on this battle for 2nd and 3rd. We might have a 4-car battle this time, though, for 2 spots.
Darren Nida, whoa, hang under. Cap Henry gets a little loose coming out of turn number 4. Henry going to gather up the Jeff Ford Demolition 33W and lock and load once more. Puts it up on the top side as we've got 1 car off the pace. That's a 22 of Brandon Spithaler down the back straightaway. And that's going to bring out a caution flag.
So Brandon Spithaler off the pace.
Flat right rear on the 22.
So because we are still both underneath halfway, you already see it. They're already in the Saudana fuel tanks work area. They have 2 minutes guaranteed work time because we're under the halfway mark. That's, again, in heat races and features. As right now, they're going to get this jack up and see if Brandon Spithaler can rejoin the field here. And, man, did he smack the wall in 1 and 2.
Boy, what a tough break that is for the 22 of Brandon Spithaler. Running inside of that 4-car battle we saw almost, yeah, 4-car battle we saw between Darren Nida, Cap Henry, and Caleb Henry, all in that battle. As TJ Michaels just checked out early in this one, that Process Racing 19 car, they got that thing up on the top side and just left him.
As we see, Brandon Spithaler going to get the car tightened. And right when this is tightened, Brandon Spithaler will rejoin the field, but going to have some work to do here. Cap Henry has to be careful. We saw how this went at Fremont on opening night with the All-Star season. Cap Henry, Caleb Henry put on an instant classic there. We get him in a heat race here, but not only that, it's for the final transfer spot.
Absolutely, and like we've said, Cap Henry, no stranger to victory lane here at Wayne County Speedway. A couple of Pete Jacobs Memorial wins, the 2020 Duffy Smith Memorial win. So Cap Henry definitely knows his way around the 3/8 mile Orville's historic dirt oval as Brandon Spithaler gets that 22 car re-fired. Here we go out of turn number 4. TJ Michaels brings the field back to the green.
NAPA goes to the inside. Here we have two battles going on, one for the race lead and one for that third spot. But now Cap Henry with a run here. He's going to go to the inside. He'll throw a haymaker here on Darren NAPA for your second spot.
Down the front straightaway, move the 33W into the second spot. NAPA right there with the 33W of Henry, but Henry looked low, trying to block the shot for the 7N of Darren NAPA. NAPA going to take another look to the bottom, not going to work though. Cap Henry right there with him. Down the front straightaway, Cap Henry in second. Here comes Caleb Henry on the top side, move the 101 to third.
Caleb Henry now splits the difference. He's going to go up to second. NAPA tries the bottom side. He tried to go to third. Cap Henry splits him right back. So now Cap Henry back to the third spot here. Battle between two top 5 drivers in the All-Star point standing. Darren NAPA, Caleb Henry going at it.
What a battle this is for the final transfer spot. NAPA takes another look to the bottom. He'll try to slide up front of that 101 of Caleb Henry. NAPA going to slide up front of him. Henry right there with him. NAPA throws the block down to the bottom. Caleb Henry checks up a little bit. NAPA goes with him. NAPA still holds on to that third and final transfer spot.
Darren NAPA, if you watched last night, heartbreak for him, does not get the heat win. Right now he's on the edge of getting eliminated from this heat transfer spot. Caleb Henry still right there, but out front it is still TJ Michael.
2 laps left to go. Don't look now, but Brandon Spithaller's trying to make a move here up into that 4th spot. As the battle for the 2nd spot starting to heat up between Darren NAPA and Cap Henry, as it is all TJ Michael out in this one in heat race number 3.
TJ Michael out in front as Cap Henry still tries to hold off Darren NAPA. NAPA going to go back to the inside here. He'll try and make a move on Cap Henry. Not going to get there out of turn 2. Now down the back chute one final time. Going to have one more chance. Can NAPA make the pass here on Cap Henry? TJ Michael wins the heat race. Cap Henry's going to take it home for 2nd. Darren NAPA in 3rd. Caleb Henry going to have to fight his way through a B main.
Boy, what an exciting first 3 heat race we've had here. I think probably some of the most exciting heat race action I've seen so far here at Wayne County Speedway. Here for the Duffy Smith Memorial.
So 3 in, 3 to go, 3 exciting ones, and we expect all 3 of the next ones to be just as good. We see heat number 3's mules pull off, and heat number 4 heat cars coming on. Heat 4 brought to you by Basil Race Fuels. Basil Race Fuels distributes racing fuels throughout Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia, Delaware, and Maryland. We can help you find a location to purchase the specific fuel you need. More information at basilracefuels.com. Heat number 4 on the pole for Rising Sun Ohio and the Deer Creek Lawn Care LLC. MRZ Tree and Brush terminating. That's the 5 of Cody Brewer to the outside from Struthers, Ohio. The JS Boba Excavating Pro Quality Demo Southeastern Equipment. That is Cody Boba in the 20B.
Row number 2 to the inside from Fairland, Indiana, driving the Rudzik Excavating Centerline Boring. Smith Titanium I'll Drive Lines Paper Racing Shops number 40 on the X. It's Cale Thomas, and it is outside your quick qualifier from Jonestown, Pennsylvania, the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill. Heavy Equipment, Loaders and Parts, Hershey Milton Schools. Number 3Z, the Jonestown Jet, Brock Zierfoss.
Starting in the 5th spot from Memphis, Tennessee, the Mike's Pool Care, Stinson Industrial, Center Farms. That's Howard Moore in the 40 to the outside from Helena, Ohio, in the Story Equipment BRS 35. That's Stuart Brubaker.
4th and final row to the inside out of North Lawrence, Ohio, the Buckeye Roofing, High Speed TI, the Main Scoop, Top Tier Solutions, Angry Dog Graphics, Acolic Turfing. Number 2, that's Joe Dorjan. And to his outside from Mason City, Illinois, the Dorset Automotive, Slaughter Directional Drilling, Paul May Motorsports, number 71M, Carter Sarf.
So an update on the points. Danny Dietrich still holds points lead. Bryce Lucius. Cap Henry now goes to 3rd in the points. Tyler Gunn, Casey Jedrzejek, Ricky Peterson Jr. That is your top 6, again, unofficially. But again, this is where qualifying does make a difference. TJ Michael wins a heat race, but now outside of the dash because of just maybe missed a little bit, as the points difference between TJ Michael and Ricky Peterson Jr. is 1 point.
It's tight.
So lights are out. Don't forget, after heat race number 6, we will have the dice roll for the inversion for tonight's dash. So Brewer, Bova on the front row. Green flag will wave. Good start for the front row. The second row, though, a little bobble there. Cale Thomas, he'll go slide job on Brock Zierfoss. Zierfoss gets back to the outside. Cody Bova going to lead him down the back chute here. Brock Zierfoss into that third spot. He'll go to the inside here on Brewer. Slide job for Brock Zierfoss. He's up to second.
Brock Zierfoss making moves early in this one. Is Cale Thomas going to throw his hat in the ring? Three-car battle for the second spot between Zierfoss, Cody Brewer, and Cale Thomas. Right now the battle for the third spot between Brewer, and we've got a yellow. Joe Adorjan off the pace in the 2-car.
And we talked about guys that could possibly overtake Danny Dietrich in that points lead. One of them's a 3 of Brock Zierfoss. He went quick time in Group B. Right now, if he goes and takes over the race lead, wins the heat race, he's still on a pace for a perfect score here tonight. He would just then need to, of course, win a dash, win a feature. But that's nor here or there. He got to win a heat race first.
Absolutely, but I mean, this doesn't make things any easier for Cody Bova, currently right now your race leader in that 20B car.
So we talked about the points. We talked about the 1-point difference between TJ Michael, Ricky Peterson Jr. Tyler Gunn and Casey Jedrzejek, those two are tied. But at that point, a tie in points, it goes by qualifying time, which right now, Tyler Gunn has the qualifying time over Casey Jedrzejek. So if it comes to one of those guys getting bumped out, that's when it really means something to qualify good.
Absolutely. So it looks like we get the 2 of Adorjan refired, have him, no, never mind. Looks like he's gonna go down to the work area.
So he does have 2 minutes. But the thing is, I think they're just trying to figure out what's wrong with the car.
Looks like the 2 of Adorjan gonna call it a heat race here in this one. So 1 lap down, 7 laps left to go. Cody Bova, your race leader with Brock Zierfoss right behind him. They'll lock and load and fire down the front straightaway.
Bova goes, here comes Zierfoss to the inside, slide job on Cody Bova, Bova back underneath, Brock Zierfoss, Cody Bova going at it, Cale Thomas down to the inside for that third spot on Brewer. He is going to slide up, he'll take over the third and final transfer spot. Here comes Brewer back to the inside, side by side, those two go for the third and final transfer spot.
Cody Brewer still sticks to the bottom, Cale Thomas right around the top side. Thomas, a former feature winner here at the Wayne County Speedway, trying to drive away from the 5 of Cody Brewer, and looks like it's going to work for a little bit as Cody Bova still leads heat race number 3.
Bova, Zierfoss, and now Cale Thomas, your top 3 right now. Cale Thomas starting to shrink that advantage from Brock Zierfoss, and now Zierfoss, he got a good run out of corner number 2. He is going to hold on to second, but right now that's your top 3. Brewer trying to close in though.
Everybody still sticking right around the top up against the guardrail here at the Wayne County Speedway. As Cody Bova, using his experience, a former opening night feature winner here at Wayne County Speedway, still holds them off here as they come to the halfway point.
And you look at where some of these lines are, a lot of them are around the guardrail on the top side, but now some difference here. Carter Sarf going to the bottom as the guys on the outside looking in, they're just trying to test the ground, see what's left, but right now Cody Bova, Brock Zierfoss, Cale Thomas, they're out to a good advantage.
Looks like right now the top 3 just trying to take it easy and get to the end of this exciting heat race number 4. Everybody's still kind of from the top side, moving their lines a little bit closer to the middle line. Cody Brewer takes a look to the bottom as they enter turn 4.
And as you see, Carter Sarf, he's actually making the bottom work here, closing in on last night's B-main winner of Howard Moore. Carter Sarf, we talked about the wingless guys going to the top side. Carter Sarf said, you know what, I'll try the bottom, and he's closing on Howard Moore. And we talk again, you look at all the different lines being ran, and we have 2 to go.
2 laps left to go in this one. Carter Sarfield trying to make the bottom side work. As Cody Bova still sticking along the guardrail. He'll come around this time and see the white flag for the North Ohio native.
One more time around for Cody Bova. He's looking to lock in and keep that advantage. He's again still in the top 5 in points, and right now he's going to lock in to your main event as he takes home heat race number 4 win. So does Brock Searfalls and Cale Thomas. Cody Brewer going to be on the outside looking in, as well as Brubaker, Moore, and Carter Sarf. So Cody Bova with an impressive win. That restart there, he had his hands full, just maybe a lap or 2 with Brock Searfalls, but then he checks out, controls it. He takes home a heat race win. Brock Searfalls locks in the game in. Cale Thomas looking to get rid of that bad juju he's had. He's had a rough time this season. We saw it again last night. He was running the top 10, breaks. We saw him running well in PA, qualified pretty decent at Lincoln, ends up on his lid. Cale Thomas right now trying to gain momentum and right now locked into an A main event.
Beautiful sunset here in Orville. That's one of my favorite things about this track. It always seems like the beautiful sunsets always end up here in Wayne County.
Heat race number 5 brought to you by Computer Man for all your computer needs. And on the pole from Enon Valley, Pennsylvania, in the Shell House Landscape Construction, McFarland Lumber and Pallets, Bobby Clark Racing, Watkins Turf Clare. That is the 38 of Leighton Wagner to the outside from Pandora, Ohio, and the Helms & Son Excavating Helms Construction. That is the 40X of Caleb Helms.
Row 2 to the inside, your current track points leader out of Worcester, Ohio, the ABR Farms. Victor Wilway, Tim Hawkins locking number 16. That is Danny Mumon, his outside from Plymouth, Indiana. The Premier Planning Services, A to Z Mechanical, All Mobility, Duff's Bar and Grill. Number 4 is Zane DeVault.
Starting in the 5th spot, that's the 5E from Allenton, Michigan, the Crest Lincoln, Ron's Cark West Armada. That's Bobby Elliott. To the outside from Ashland, Ohio, in the 89 Homes, KR Supply, Outlaw Logistics, the 70K of Dylan Kingen.
And tagging the tail out of Holmesville, Ohio, the Simcox Grinding and Steel, Amanda Luce, Attorney at Law, BRS, Bell HP Engines, number 81. That is Race Jacobs.
Lights are out. Heat race number 5. Leighton Wagner, Caleb Helms on the front row. Caution lights will come out, and I had a feeling it would. That start looked a little out of sorts.
Just a bit.
So update on the points right now. Brock Searfalls takes over the points lead with 497.
Shocker.
Danny Dietrich, 495. Bryce Lucius, Cap Henry, Cale Thomas, Cody Bova, now your new top 6. That again is unofficial points, but right now, Brock Searfalls, Danny Dietrich, Bryce Lucius, Cap Henry, Cale Thomas, Cody Bova, your unofficial top 6 now in points. see Zane DeVault going to get moved up to the outside.
Having a little trouble getting these drivers in line. Selective hearing, as I think I've heard it called. My mother accuses me of selective hearing.
Now we look good. So now the lights will go out.
So we'll give it another shot here.
So Caleb Helms getting penalized for the jump start. Moves him back a row. Now, puts Danny Mumaw to the outside, puts the 4 into a transfer spot of Zane DeVault. We will try this again. Truckworks of Ohio start cone, green flag out here. Clayton Wagner with a good start. He'll lead him into turn number 1 and 2. Here comes Zane DeVault to the inside. He'll pull a double slider. He'll actually hold to the bottom. A little wheel lift there for Zane DeVault. And here comes Mumaw to the outside.
Danny Mumaw taking a look to the bottom side. Your current track points leader with Caleb Helms right there in the mix. That's your battle for the final transfer spot. A couple of drivers that have been a regular here at Wayne County Speedway. Caleb Helms up along the top side. Danny Mumaw down on the bottom side is defending track champion Leighton Wagner. Checking out in this one.
Leighton Wagner, you talk about it. He put a post out, struggled last night. Whole new car for the 38, comes back to where he won a championship last year, and right now he's out in front, but battle still for that transfer spot between Helms and Mumaw.
Helms, a guy we've only seen a handful of times here this season. I think maybe just one appearance on the year for the Helms and Son Excavating 40 machine, and looking like he's picking up right where he left off. Is Danny Mumaw, though, like I've said, 2-time feature winner here in 2025.
So Helms holds on to the spot. Now Mumaw goes back to the bottom side here, tries to get to the inside, not gonna get by him there in 3 and 4, but still running here for that transfer spot. Goes to the bottom yet again, gets a good run in the entry here, but now he does hold it on the exit.
Gonna be interesting to see what Danny Mumaw's approach is to this. He won the last feature event running that bottom side, and looking like it's starting to work for him. Throws the slide job on the 40X of Helms. Give it to Mumaw at the line with Caleb Helms coming right back at him into turn number 1.
Mumaw to the top side as Helms tried to slide him there. Mumaw holds him off now. Now Mumaw top side yet again. Helms to the bottom side. This battle for the transfer spot still heating up here as we have 6 in the books, 4 to go.
Danny Mumaw trying to get into a bit of a comfortable gap over the 40X of Caleb Helms. Helms going to try and lock and load once again to see if he can get by Mumaw. Both of them going to try the top side, but it is still Danny Mumaw on that 3rd and final transfer spot.
As that battle was looming on here, Zane DeVault starting to shrink this lead a little bit here.
Problems for the 40X of Caleb Helms. He goes around at turn 2, yellow. Heartbreak Hotel for the Findlay, Ohio native. He spins that car around in turn number 2. He was having a great battle with Danny Mumaw for that 3rd and final transfer spot.
So now that puts Bobby Elliott 1 spot out of making the A main here. Also, we saw the lead shrink between Leighton Wagner, Zane DeVault. Now you put those two right close together. It's going to be a single file start. We see the Truckworks of Ohio start cone out here. But Leighton Wagner and then the 4 of Zane DeVault. So it's going to be those two that are going to be a little bit intriguing.
Absolutely. And a couple of guys, like we said, Wagner, of course, the defending track champion. Zane DeVault had some great runs with the Fast Series last year. I think he might have picked up a feature win here. I know he had a podium finish at the Duffy Smith Memorial and Pete Jacobs Memorial, I believe, last year. So no stranger to Wayne County Speedway in that 4 car. And that entire lane racing team, when Cap Henry's in the car, now Zane DeVault in the car, that team always fast here at Wayne County Speedway. Caleb Helms gets that Helms & Son Excavating 40X car. Contact Helms & Son Excavating for all of your excavating needs. Proud excavating partner of Wayne County Speedway.
So the road control company, somebody just built an RC car to do it and stuff.
Too expensive to put where the cold.
Yeah.
They'll put it 3 feet up. One time got stuck in a rut.
So Flagman Rob gonna give the field 1 to go this time by Leighton Wagner, race leader. Zane DeVault in second. Danny Muma right now in the show. Bobby Elliott, Dylan Kingan, Race Jacobs, and Caleb Helms on the outside looking in. I guess it never hit me till now. This is almost looking like a regular Wayne County heat race right here. Quite a few of the regular guys showing up tonight.
Remember, you can't claim Leighton Wagner.
Hey, he's my champion.
The green flag will wave here. Good start for Wagner yet again as they lead into turn 1 and 2. DeVault as we go 4 wide almost in turn 1 and 2 there as Bobby Elliott trying to make a move for that transfer spot. He is not far behind though, as now here comes Mumo to the inside on Zane DeVault, not gonna get him.
Great battle for the top 3 spots as Helms up on the top side, trying to see what he can do in less than 2 laps. Still, though, the battle for the second spot between DeVault and Muma. DeVault going to shake off the 16 of Muma for just a second. Danny back to the bottom. White flag going to fly, though, for the 38 of Leighton Wagner.
Leighton Wagner out in front, but Zane DeVault going to close in here. He's going to go for the inside here. Battle for the race lead. Mumo right there as well. DeVault goes inside. Wagner holds a top side now into turn 3 and 4. Slide job for the race lead. Leighton Wagner top side. DeVault inside. Leighton Wagner takes home your heat race win.
DeVault and Muma will transfer in as well. As boy, what a finish that was to heat race number 5 here on the W. Smith Memorial.
So if you saw last night, Zane DeVault had a photo finish at the line in his heat race, took the win. This time, on the other end of a close finish.
But Leighton Wagner, as we've talked about, coming off a string of bad luck, and looks like the home track already treating him pretty well.
We talk about dark horses. I don't know if we can even call him a dark horse when he won a track championship here.
I can agree with that, but I think maybe with the names that you're competing against in the field, it's a little bit of a dark horse. But I'd say the proper dark horse out of that was Danny Muma. That could also just be my home track coming out of me.
Heat race number 4 brought to you by Kistler Racing Engines. Your final heat race of the night starting on the pole. Tempe, Arizona. The SCR machine, Bird Racing, Johnson Built Concrete. The 34 of Sterling Kling to the outside. From Sandusky, Ohio, the Kenworth of Cleveland, Fleet Financial, Ohio Truck Sales, the 15C of Chris Andrews.
Row 2 out of Fayetteville, Tennessee, the PTC Driving Academy, Able Roofing C6 Auto Body number 14. That is Sean Rahal, and to his outside, the driver from Ashland, Ohio, the 89 Homes, Cannar Supply, Buckeye Auto Care, Schaefer's Oil Products number 7 star. It's Tyler Street.
Starting in the 5th spot from Kunkletown, Pennsylvania. Western Mountain Incorporated, BJD Motorsports, the Kunkletown Kid of Ryan Smith, starting 6th from Mansfield, Ohio, in the Precision Loop and Wash, Shag Les Drywall. That's the 6J of Jonah Almond.
And scheduled to tag with a tail out of Bellevue, Ohio, the Joyride Transport, Make It Sandblasting, Ernst Tire Shop, number 25R, Jordan Ryan. Not too sure if the defending race winner of Jordan Ryan going to be out here for the 6th and final heat race. I don't see him out here. It looks like they were fighting some engine issues early on in the evening.
So now, one heat race left. Your top 6 in points are as follows. Brock Searfalls, 497. Danny Dietrich, 495. Actually tied with Zane DeVault, but Dietrich times better. He gets the second spot. DeVault third in points with 495. 494, Bryce Lucius. 493, Cap Henry. 488 is Cale Thomas. There's a little bit of a gap there between your 5th and 6th spot in points. There's possibly a chance here. I failed math, so I'm not even going to try and math right now.
So did I.
There's a chance that Tyler Street could steal that 6th and final spot over Cale Thomas.
I could say right now this hometown crowd would love to see that. But I'm curious with the 14 of Sean Rahal. He's coming off a feature win at the Butler Motor Speedway on Saturday, I believe it was. Curious to see how that momentum is going to play into tonight.
And a really good run last night as well at Mill Street.
This could be exciting. Here we go, heat race number 6, Sterling Kling, Chris Andrews set to bring us to the green. Out of turn 4, green is a fly and we're underway. Great start for the 15C of Chris Andrews. Andrews gonna go up to the top side, Sterling Kling down on the bottom. Full drag race down the back straight away as the 7-star of Tyler Street into that 3rd and final transfer spot. Out of turn number 4 though, Chris Andrews leads the opening lap.
Andrews out in front as now here comes Ray Hall to the inside yet again, side by side for your final transfer spot. He's going to slide up, take the spot, Street back to the inside. That's for your 3rd and final transfer spot. Street slides back up. We have 2 battles on the raceway, one for the lead, one for 3rd.
Tyler Street's been very open about the fact that he's had a really fast King of Motorsports 7-star car, as here comes Sterling Kling. Kling makes the slide job on the 15C of Andrews for the lead. Side by side as they go into turn number 3. They'll roll the bottom side, slide up the racetrack. You've got a new race leader at Sterling Kling, and at the line, Tyler Street still stays in the show.
Street, Ray Hall, and now they bring Andrews into the mix. We're going to have a 3-car battle for your top 3. Ryan Smith off the pace. He's going to pull into the infield here, but Ray Hall now going to the outside here on Andrews for your 3rd spot. Andrews going to slide up. He hits the wall as Ray Hall, but he gets the run.
Tyler Street holding on to that 2nd spot. Sean Rahal trying to reel him in. Chris Andrews works the bottom side of the 15C right now. It's close, but it is still Sean Rahal in that 3rd and final transfer spot. Out of turn number 4, we'll see what it looks like at the line. It's still the PTC 14 of Sean Rahal.
Rahal still holds on to 3rd. Here comes Andrews again to the inside. Rahal hits the wall yet again. Gets the run, though, off the corner. So Rahal goes twice, hits the wall, one in each corner. Still holds on to a transfer spot, but Andrews not going away.
Sean Rahal not afraid to bang the boards, literally with that number 14 car, as he's going to try to drive away from the 15C of Chris Andrews. Trying to see if the gap between Sterling Kling and Tyler Street seems to be closing. Looks like maybe just a bit. Kling having a bit of a middle entry as Tyler Street right up along the guardrail.
Tyler Street, if he can take home the heat race win here, he possibly would be a very good sitting position for the dash, but the top 3 cars itself are actually closing in on one another.
Coming around to see 2 laps left to go as problems for Sean Rahal. That time around when he tagged the wall, it got him a little loosey-goosey. So that'll put the 15C of Chris Andrews into that 3rd and final transfer spot. Rahal going to try to gather up the PTC Driving Academy 14 car to see if he can reel in the 15C of Chris Andrews. He'll have 1 lap to do it. Out of turn number 4, it is still Andrews the final transfer spot.
Rahal has hit the wall 3 times, and he has not gone away from the top side here. He needs to get around Andrews if he wants to lock into the show here. Andrews going to go high here down the back shed into turn number 3 and 4. Rahal up top here. Sterling Kling wins your final heat race, but at the line.
Oh, it's Chris Andrews by, I think, a nose.
It looks like, again, unofficial, but right now, Andrews, Rahal, photo finish at the line unofficially, as we will not speculate. So Andrews going to take home that final transfer spot there at the line. What a race. What heat race action. As we will get ready. As for the people at home, they're going to be lucky enough to see the replay coming up at the line.
Just That was about the length of the front wing, I think.